Hey everybody, welcome in Frozone. He looks cool. He is amazing. I love him in the movies. Sadly, in this game, he's pretty trash. Just to put it bluntly, him from the old version of the game transferring to the new version of the game, another one of those characters that just didn't transfer over well. He's underwhelming in attack. He's just does something is just not hitting with him and his abilities. So we'll have to take a quick look through that now, and then I'll take him in and we'll see him how he plays. So with his basic, he has got 50% chance to increase the duration of slow by 1 if slow is on the target, which that is pretty cool. Increase slow, that's a nice ability. But his damage is weak. It's very low. His second special is really cool, and it sounds like it should be really good. But the problem is the chances, as yet again, like this will do more damage than his basic, but he's a support character, and he's got support damage, which is not very good. So those who are complaining about Vi not doing much damage, that's gonna be Frozone for you. Now the problem is that you don't want to run more than a couple of supports, because then you're going to be a few characters lacking damage. But what he brings here is he can inflict slow for 2 turns, and that's where his basic comes in. He can extend that, but 30% chance to reduce speed meter by 50%. 50% is a massive, that's half the bar gone, but it's only 30% chance. So if you're attacking this flanking on the front row, maybe one of those characters will lose half their speed bar, which that in itself is cool, but it's a little bit underwhelming damage wise as well. So all you're relying on is the slow and the speed meter reduce. Now his second special, this one, in cases the target teammate of the icy pillar, so he goes and freezes them, and what this does is it gives them a status for 2 turns applying cleanse, and it just freezes them. It actually just freezes them. It also grants continuous healing where they restore a bit of health, but it's also super low health. It doesn't really heal much, and then it takes 2 turns. Now the problem with this is it actually freezes the character. The character cannot do anything for 2 turns. It takes no damage, which is a bonus, for 2 turns. But it takes no damage, but it can't do anything. And it's just pretty much just a sitting duck for 2 turns. Now there is one use I can think about for this, is that if you have a tank that can taunt for 2 turns, you can make it taunt for 2 turns and take no damage for 2 turns. That'd be the best use for this, but it is such a small situational thing that you have to be able to time it well. It's like, for those of you who have seen Maui in Club Crawl, the cave, and when he gets his unbeatable, that is pretty much what this is, except you can't attack, you can't do anything else, you're not as good as Maui, and you sit there taking up a frozen character for 2 turns. That's pretty nuts. And then he has also got this passive, which I don't currently unlock because you need to be gear tier 5, and I haven't taken him there. But what this does is you have a 5% chance to counter attack, and the counter attack is actually a good amount of damage. And it does stun, which is amazing. But the problem is, there's 5% chance to do it. But not only that, is that over there it's a 3 bar. So you can only counter attack once every 3 turns at a 5% chance. So that's the best thing about him. Well, that and the speed meter reducing. And it happens so infrequently, and it takes so long to charge back up. That is a shame, right there. Now it could potentially work in with the Incredibles, how they give Mr. Incredible gives the abilities MP back to characters. It could potentially work with him. He could use it a little bit more regular, but just he needs a buff. As the honest truth, he needs a buff. He needs more attack. He needs less cooldowns, more chance. Whatever it is, he needs something. But let's go take him in. We'll show him what he looks like. Hopefully with this coming event. So this is all about this Frozone event here. He just looks so cool. He's an awesome character. It's most likely going to be like the Mulan event where you go and we'll cover it when it happens, but you go and spend your energy on either Grand Champion or normal quests, villains and heroes, and every quest you do, you get some coins. You can spend those coins on chests. That's what it was most likely going to be. So I'm going to jump in. We're going to see how he is at level 30 versus some level 47s. So I'm going to go chuck in some low level characters and we'll see how well they do. So let's go Hops, Davies. Let's go. I want to try do that strategy that I was talking to you all about as well. So let's go Sally, and then we'll go Frozone. There he is, and then we'll also go Mr. Incredible because he can taunt for 2 turns, and that's what we're all about. So I'm gonna swap those 2 around. All right, this is looking good. I want to chuck Frozone over there out of the way of damage. Let's chuck pot in, and I'll get some. If I do bucket's gonna walk me to victory, which I don't need. Let's check a haste in and see how we go. Now, granted, this is level 47 into the club tier. Let's turn that off. What I want to try and do, I want to give these guys a blind. Bloop. Get some evades going, and let's go hop, hop, hop. So what I want to do, I want to taunt right now. Taunt for 2 turns. And I also want to, let's give this a spot. And now I want to use this frozen thing. I'm going to do it against Mr. Incredible right there. So now I've cleansed him, healing him, and now he's frozen also for 2 turns. So I want to see how well that does. What? It like wiped his taunt. Why would it do that? Why would this wipe a taunt? Well, there goes the strategy. Even more so, he needs a buff. Affected characters cannot use abilities, cannot be targeted, and cannot be dealt damages. Also, they can't be targeted is why. So he can't be taunted because he can't. So that just wipes the whole. It's like protected character, but the character can't do anything. Look, this is his turn next, and boom, skip straight over it. That is so terrible, right? Like, to use an ability to make someone else useless for 2 turns. Really? Really? Does it? That's, yeah. Not great. Alright, now let's see his next little bit of abilities. Is we are going to attack. We're going to try and blind all these. Oh, that was not blind move. And there we go. So now he's had his 2 turns and now he can come back into life again. But, man, shocking. I want to try and use the ability to wipe the speed meter. So 30% chance to wipe it by 50%. So let's see if one of these guys will. None of them. So there either needs to be more. There either needs to be more damage, more chance. He needs something to get through this. because at the moment that's not very good. Yeah, not very good, which is sad. So his best abilities, like, yes, it's a guaranteed slow, which is nice. Do we want that all to be, which is nice about him? Oh, the assist! I'm glad that was on bucket, on pot. Oof, his guy's going off. On the start with Zurg, hiya, hiya, and let's get a taunt going. Oof, ones. Poor Mr. Incredible. Granted, remember, he is only level 30, so keep that in mind. Now, I'm going to try and take out Zurg while this is happening, and then maybe Scar. Oh, and there goes Mr. Incredible. So I want to give the black spot to Scar. And just try and chip away at Zurg. But, alright, so let's just try again. Let's see if one of these will wipe the 2 meter on one of these guys. No. Yet again. Isn't that, like, that's pretty sad, right? So I want to go here, try and slow him some more, get the sleep, skip his turn. I don't want to get KO'd by Zurg. And I want to go over here. Hiya! Get rid of Zurg, start working on Scar. But there's Frozone for you. Like, that is absolutely 100% what Frozone is like. I mean, do I want to freeze this? What happens if I freeze the pot? Cleanse it? Heal it? I wonder if I can't. I won't be able to now because I've knocked it out. But, hey, Frozone needs a buff. Hopefully he'll get one. But I just wanted to make sure I got this out there for anybody who is considering him, if you want to push for him or not, or if he ends up getting a buff, you guys can all see how bad he used to be. And granted, I don't have one of his abilities, which is the counter attack stun, which does deal good damage and it does stun. It's just super low chances and can only happen once every 3 turns, which is not going to cut it in PvP or any other high game mode. So, there. That's Frozone for you. He needs a buff. I hope he gets one with this event. I'm excited to see what this event is. It's the first time he has become available. So, since the game has changed pretty much. So, I'm fortunate enough to have got him, and I went into him and invested into him because I really liked him before, and I never got to use him because I didn't level him up, and then he changed. So he needs a buff. Hopefully he gets one with this event, if not in a coming event. But that is him. Whether he was buffed or not, I hope he does. I absolutely hope he gets buffed. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think of Frozone, and what do you think of him in this video, and what this kit is like? Is this underwhelming? Is it horrible? Is it, you have some uses? Have you got some uses for him and you can think of how it can be good? I want to hear about it. But I'm shocked to see that, like, they can't be targeted and then you can't taunt, not target, and not take them. That just for me, it defeats the purpose. Yeah, disappointed in Frozone, sadly enough.